So as a burnt out gifted kid, I decided I wanted to make myself a personal curriculum for winter break. And you might be asking yourself, what is a personal curriculum? Well, essentially, it's a bite-sized course that you make yourself about a topic you want to learn more about or a skill you want to sharpen, and it's become really popular on TikTok. Hi Slayers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eileen, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how and why to make a personal curriculum for winter break. Now, if you are a student like me, I'm sure you gaze upon winter break with a longing stare, and I am so ready for winter break to come around, but I also don't want to completely stop learning during winter break, so I'm going to be making myself a little personal curriculum, and I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. If you are not a student, then you can totally make your own personal curriculum for any month or season or week of the year that you want. This is just all about trying to learn more and to learn things that you might not have time to learn in a particular season or moment of life. So I am very excited to get started, and let's go ahead and start with how to make one. So the first thing I did was brainstorm all of the ideas that I might have for a personal curriculum. And if you search on TikTok, it's a really fun trend and there are so many creative ideas out there. I saw someone that wants to make a marionette as their personal curriculum and learn how to make puppets. I saw someone who wanted to learn Minecraft building. It could truly be anything, and I encourage it to be something fun and creative. So I started by making myself a little list, and when I was making this list, I was kind of asking myself, what skills do I feel like I'm lacking, or what do I want to learn more about that I might not always have time to learn more about? So some of my ideas were geography, because I am so spatially unaware and I actually know nothing. It's kind of embarrassing. Along with that, learning how to internally have a compass and know which direction is always what direction, I think would be a really cool skill to learn. I had a couple about writing short stories or writing poetry or reading those things. Those are things that I really enjoy, and I just don't have it a lot in my school curriculum, and so I should seek that out more, and making a point to do that would be fun. For those, you could always have a theme around them, like women literature, or literature from a certain group, or literature about a certain topic like mental health, or bees. I don't know, it literally can be anything. And also I put on there wanting to learn more mahjong strategies, or just really any gaming strategy like Sudoku or something I feel like could be fun, but actively taking the time to practice those skills like chess or something I think could be really cool. And also another one I put on there was air dry clay. I have never really gotten around to that. It's the one craft I've never really done much with, so I feel like I could make some cute little magnets or something as a personal curriculum and kind of learn the art of clay. Maybe I could even take a wheel class somewhere or something like that. But those were just my rough ideas, but they can literally be so creative, and I feel like mine were not super creative on the first start, but I'm gonna keep thinking about it because there's always something I want to learn. Now, the overall topic that I went with for winter break is actually languages. I have a family that speaks a bunch of different languages and I only speak one, and so I feel like for years I've always tried to learn a new specific language. It's always been Spanish, and I've never really gotten super far in it. So now I've kind of decided, okay, what if I just learn a little bit from a bunch of different languages? So I've decided for this personal curriculum to try to learn a little bit of Spanish, Chinese, and ASL. I just feel like those might be cool to learn. So the next thing I did was put down what my overall topic was and also what goals I want to achieve for that. So my overall topic was languages, and then my overall goals were be able to say hello, be able to say that I don't speak much of the language, be able to say have a good day, be able to ask if someone needs help. Specific to Mandarin, I want to learn some mahjong phrases because my grandmother is Chinese and we play mahjong together, and I think it would help my chances. And then also I put I want to understand the basics of the culture, the geography of language, and the history of the language. So I went ahead and wrote down my goals, and then from there I started to look into some resources that would help me with these things. So often this is going to look like finding readings for you to read, podcasts to engage in, audiobooks or YouTube videos, or even practice sites. So because mine were languages, I needed practice videos, practice sites. I even looked into some telenovelas so I could learn Spanish a little bit more, and even some specific songs that I wanted to engage in the language with. So really this is the research phase, the phase where you can search best of blank or introductory of blank, and hopefully you'll find some cool resources to help you create your personal curriculum. And then after that, it was the planning phase, and so I planned out my entire their syllabus in a way. Also, if you're wondering where I made this personal curriculum, I used Notion, and I do actually have like a really old Notion tutorial video if you want to know, but it's essentially like the same thing as using Google Doc or using your notes app. So really you can make this personal curriculum anywhere you want. And I actually think it would be fun to like print it out or handwrite it, especially just to kind of get into that like tactile feeling. My winter break is like 4 weeks long, which I think is a little bit crazy, and part of the reason why I wanted to do this. So I went ahead and planned out every week and my assignments for each week and what my goals were. And because I split mine up into like 3 different languages, I made sure to like put those out. But you don't technically have to do this. I think that you could make a personal curriculum and it could just be something that you get around to when you have a moment, or it can be like a little bit more freeform, like maybe you just want to read these books by a certain time. But to me, I'm really hoping that the structure makes me more accountable, because I am worried that I won't actually do any of this, but I really hope that I do because it looks really fun. And then in the syllabus, I made sure to give myself like not just assignments, but also some reflections or like some quizzes or just like things to test that I will actually be able to meet those goals in the end. And I tried to make it like somewhat fun for me. Like some of my Spanish stuff is like learning a Bad Bunny song or watching a telenovela. I wanted this to not feel like work. Like I want this to be learning, but like learning for fun. And so overall, I'm just really excited to learn in this way and to kind of be creative with the way that I'm learning and also what I'm learning. So now you might be wondering, why would you want to do this? I mean, I kind of already explained, but I feel like there are a couple specific reasons that someone might want to do this. So for me, you know, gifted kid burnout. I don't learn for fun all the time. I'm always in class, and I feel like when I'm in class, I'm not even learning the things that I want to learn as much sometimes, or like I don't ever have time to take random classes and get to like learn stuff that isn't just directly for my degree anymore. So this is kind of a way to make sure that I do get some of that supplemental knowledge. And then of course a really big one for me is just sharpening skills I know are weak. Obviously languages is a weak skill for me, but like just like general stuff that sometimes you're kind of embarrassed that you feel like I should know this and you don't, and you never really take the time to learn it because you're so embarrassed that you don't know it. I feel like this is a really good place for learning and like admitting that you don't really know something. Like I really should know more about geography, but I really don't. And so hopefully when I get to that personal curriculum, I'll be able to learn some more stuff that I really probably should know, but you know, that's the American education system for you. And also like another thing is just getting to be able to do things that you've always wanted to do, skills you've always wanted to learn, but you don't always feel like you have a reason to learn them or the motivation or the time. And this is you saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to learn it in this time frame because I want to. And it's really fun to just be able to say that. And another reason is because personal research is just fun. Like researching topics can be so fun. And I feel like in this age with AI and everything, that is hard to come by sometimes. And it's a good skill to have in itself, just researching things, trying new things, experimenting. Of course, this also like kind of fits into the anti-phone movement or like the offline movement. We all know that I try to be offline and it doesn't always work, but giving myself something to do instead of scrolling on my phone will hopefully let me focus my energy a little bit better, especially during winter break when I have the tendency to like go off into some random wormholes. Hopefully this will like keep me a little bit centered. Something also that I really like is that these personal curriculums don't have to be long, and there's not really any deterrence to these personal curriculums because you're making them yourself. So like there's no cost factor or there is no pressure to sign up for a class, and you can make them as short as you want them to be. So like mine's only 4 weeks, but like honestly I could probably do it quicker than that. And I really like that because it can be a little daunting to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna join a class for an entire semester, and you might not even have the time to do that. I'm very excited by the prospect that not only will I get to do a topic like pretty fast, but it gives me hope that I can do multiple topics in like a smaller segment style. So like for 2026, I'm thinking I might do a personal curriculum every month or like every other month, or when I have time, when I have school breaks, that kind of thing. But another thing I was thinking about is this can definitely encourage me to like join other communities. Like I recently joined a book club, and I feel like this just like applies so well. Like I could make a personal curriculum about certain books or a topic for the book club or something like that, and then I'm able to talk about it with more people. Or just like learning these new languages, I'm going to be hopefully able to communicate with new communities that I hadn't really been able to communicate with before. You never know what you might be able to connect with someone, especially if you're doing like a little self-guided curriculum, then you hopefully will have some facts ready. And also, if you're someone that is not a student, then having and making a personal curriculum is like way cheaper than going back to school, like I said. So I am just like excited about the fact that I am actively trying to teach myself something, and it's always a privilege to learn. So I am very excited, and I hope that this winter break is full of cozy, whimsy, academia type vibes. And please let me know what personal curriculums you're thinking of making if by chance I have convinced you to make one. And I will let you know how this goes, because obviously I haven't done it quite yet. Winter break is soon approaching though, and I'm very excited to start doing it. So I will be sure to update you guys in the comments. But yeah, anyways, Slayers, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye!